Picture this. You are trying to print out school permission slips or urgent boarding passes, and suddenly the machine flashes a red light demanding a tiny plastic cartridge that somehow costs as much as a small dinner out. Honestly, dealing with standard inkjets can feel like a slow financial leak. But then you look at a tank-based system like this renewed Epson, and the whole dynamic shifts. What stands out right away is the sheer lack of tiny cartridges. Instead of snapping in those little plastic squares, you actually pour ink from bottles straight into visible reservoirs on the front. It feels a bit like conducting a tiny chemistry experiment in your home office, but in a strangely satisfying way. Now, the model on the desk is a certified refurbished unit, which means someone else gave it a spin first, yet it still arrives with that massive promise of ditching standard cartridges entirely. A single set of bottles supposedly matches the output of dozens of traditional ones, translating to thousands of printed pages before a refill even crosses your mind. Speeds are decent for a busy household, chugging along at about 10 pages a minute for black and white documents, and dropping a bit lower when color enters the mix. The footprint isn't overly massive for white plastic gear sitting on a corner desk, though the build quality has that slightly lightweight, office plastic feel common at this price tier. You do get automatic two-sided printing, which saves paper and spares you the awkward manual flipping dance at the tray. Scanning and copying work reliably enough via the flatbed top, and the little color display helps navigate menus without staring blindly at a blinking butt. Of course, it is an inkjet, so photo printing on standard paper looks fine rather than gallery-worthy, and heavy graphics can take a brief second to process before feeding through. But look, if the goal is stopping the endless cycle of buying expensive tiny ink blocks every few months, this setup changes the math completely. It makes printing feel casual again, rather than something that costs a fortune per page.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.